You've probably heard me say it a ton of times, maybe hundreds of times, that making delicious restaurant quality food in your backyard is not difficult. It's really simple, actually. In this video, I'm going to show you kind of a spin on bruschetta. You'll notice a lot of the same ingredients, but instead of it being fresh and bright, we're going to stew the tomatoes in some garlic and some herbs. We're going to add some chicken to beef it up a little bit. So this technically could be either a really delicious appetizer for a party or a nice light dinner. Either way, it's fantastic and delicious. Let me show you how to do it. I'm going to get started as usual with a delicious glass of white wine. We're going to be doing a bridging method, but we'll get to that later. Now I've got my griddles set to high heat. I'm going to put a saute pan down. Now we're going to get to like this is the base. If this is the one thing you remember, this is like the fun part of the dish. So I don't have a bell, but I don't need one. CJ's here, in case you were wondering. So what I want to do is I have my saute pan. I'm going to grab some oil. Now we want to do a considerable amount of oil. This is the base of flavor for everything we're about to do. So, and you can see it's a considerable, that's a good bit of oil. To that, I'm gonna add a bunch of garlic cloves. And we're just gonna let this garlic steep, almost like tea. We're gonna let the garlic hit that oil and just come up to a simmer. You can see it's quite a bit of garlic, but that's okay, that's what we want. Doing it this way, it's almost like confit, like you're letting that garlic cook really slowly. The sugar comes out all natural and wonderful. It's really, really beautiful. And we get the added benefit of all that beautiful garlic oil. Now that's gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes, then we'll get to the next step. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm noticing a good change in color on that garlic. I have a good bit of caramelization. You can see some of that sugar coming out. We're a little more than halfway done, but before we finish, I want to do something fun. I've got some chicken cutlets. People have said it's hard to find cutlets. You can just cut chicken breasts in half. Now I have some sun-dried tomatoes. Now if you buy the kind that's packed in oil, there's a lot of flavor in this. So I'm going to put some of that sun-dried tomato oil on my chicken. Now the rest of this, let's go over to our pan. I'm gonna add the julienned sun-dried tomatoes to kind of bolster up that flavor. So we're gonna add it right to our garlic. Sun-dried tomato has a really lovely flavor, a big, bold flavor. So as it cooks in that garlic oil, we're truly maximizing the flavors of this dish. The aromas are insane. They're so delicious. To that, I'm also gonna add some of our fresh oregano. Now oregano, I'm doing stems and all. You'll see why later, it's okay. But I'm gonna add some of this to toast in that oil. So we are truly getting a ton of flavor into our oil. Now with my chicken over here, again I said I had chicken cutlets. I'm just gonna hit this with a bit of salt and some pepper. Oh, there's a lovely breeze to play the wind. Play the wind. Let's give that a toss. We're gonna season this on both sides so it gets nice and evenly coated in that sun-dried tomato oil and the salt and pepper. That looks perfect. Now we're not gonna cook these yet because they are cutlets, which means they cook extremely fast, but we do need to get to our tomatoes before our, actually, let's check real quick and see how our garlic and herbs are doing. Oh yeah, you can see that sun-dried tomato is starting to crisp up a little bit. You can smell the aroma is unbelievable. You see how that garlic is starting to get really dark. That's gonna make it really wonderful to smash. We will do that in just a minute. It's a really fun technique. Before we get to that, I'm gonna talk about some tomatoes. Now, this is where we kind of break away from a traditional bruschetta. Bruschetta is, it's more of a fresh, beautiful flavor, and I like to cut the tomatoes really small for bruschetta, but for this, I want big, beautiful chunks. So we're gonna dice these fairly large. I can smell my garlic. Come here, let's check this out. Ethan, can you see how unbelievable these colors are? Can you smell it too? Like your house, your backyard, wherever you're cooking is gonna be loaded with flavor. Now I have a whisk. I'm literally gonna just start smashing. You can see the garlic has completely changed the way that it feels. So as you start smashing it, basically what you're getting is that roasted garlic feel. So let's just smash all of our garlic into the herbs and the sun-dried tomatoes. Here's where the aroma really starts to bloom out and we start to get some unbelievable flavors. You know what? Let's just take this whole pan over here. We're gonna add our tomatoes right to this. So what we need to do is essentially stew our tomatoes in that flavorful oil that we created. So we're compounding all of those flavors. Do I say that enough? Compound the flavors. So let's slide these tomatoes right into our pan. Oh, heck yeah. and back onto the heat. Now we're gonna smash our tomatoes into that oil. Now, as the tomatoes start to release some of their liquid, we're gonna get a much more loose sauce here, but that's okay. We're gonna reduce everything so all those flavors come together beautifully. You know, salt has a few different uses other than just flavor. So I'm gonna take some salt and add this right now. Not as much as I'm gonna add the entire way, just a bit. That salt's gonna help bring out some of that moisture in our tomatoes. Whew, my goodness. Every once in a while you get one of those moods where you're just like, oh, I made that, so delicious. You're gonna have that moment when you make this at home. Let's clean up our board a little bit and talk about our bread. Now, this doesn't have to be, can we talk about recipes for a second? I think recipes are fantastic. I need to do better at writing my recipes down for all of you guys, but I don't want you to go home and cook and think I have to do it exactly this way. For instance, this tomato mixture, the stew that we're doing would be amazing over pasta. Today I'm doing it over bread. Do it the way you want to do. Just kind of use these videos as some basic techniques for where you want to take your flavor game. Now I've got some baguette. I'm going to do some fairly thick slices. Earlier I said this could be an appetizer or a light dinner. Either one is fine. I'm gonna go with appetizer style today. So some beautiful bias cuts on our bread. And that looks really good. Let me check out my sauce over here. We're looking for a good bit of a reduction. We wanna have some beautiful bubbles. We're getting close. I like where we are, but I wanna reduce this just, you know what I wanna do? I know what I wanna do. No, I was too busy drinking my wine, I forgot to add my wine. So this is what we were talking about earlier with bridging. I'm gonna add some of this right to my beautiful tomatoes. Not a ton. Essentially what we're looking for is just a little bit of that beautiful acidity, some of that white wine flavor. So earlier we talked about bridging. Bridging is a very simple French technique in an Italian style dish. We're getting all kinds of crazy. Bridging is cooking with the wine that you also serve as the beverage. Maybe I've had too much, perhaps. No, I'm good. So bridging is cooking with the wine that you're also serving as the beverage. What it does is it compounds the flavors, it kind of showcases the wine. The flavors, it's just getting to me, CJ. I'm getting all emotional, a little emotional. It compounds the flavors of the wine in the food, then it complements the wine in the drinking of it. I'm all verklempt. Sorry. If you want to, while your tomatoes are stewing, you can keep giving it a little smash. As they cook, you'll notice the integrity of the tomato starts to break down, so we do get more of a delicious mash. That's looking great. Now this does need to reduce just a bit, but I think we are safe to cruise on our chicken. So I'm gonna grab those chicken cutlets. We're gonna go right down onto the griddle. Now we don't need to add any oil to the griddle because we have all of that beautiful sun-dried tomato oil from before. So let's toss that down and get these cruising. Nothing special here, salt and pepper, a little sun-dried tomato oil, and we are off to the races. Now let's talk about our bread real quick. I really want a nice light toast on our bread. So I don't think, never mind, change my mind. I've got a little bit of that oil left over. Let's pour this right in front of our chicken, just a bit. And we're gonna toast our bread in that sun-dried tomato oil. This is just kind of, you know, paying attention to the flavors we have at our disposal, really maximizing all of the flavors we have going on in the dish. I think 4 should be good. 4 should be plenty. A little bit of that oil on there. Nice light toast. Let's peek at our chicken because that griddle was cruising. I like to cook with high heat. Yeah, let's go a little bit longer. I like cooking with high heat. I feel like Fast and Furious really is the way to go. We get a better sear. We get more texture, which I'm a fan of. Let's clean our cutting board up just a bit. Now there is one last little thing, or I should say 3 last little things we're gonna add to our mix. One is gonna be parsley, one is gonna be some lemon, and the last is gonna be just a little bit of chili powder. This is gonna kind of amplify, bolster up some of those flavors. So let's go ahead and give our parsley a nice rough chop. And our lemon, let's just cut that little guy in half. I feel like our sauce needs about 2 more minutes. Let's give our chicken a check, see how we're doing. Oh, beauty. We'll toast the other side just a bit too. The thing is, if, when you're making crostini, you don't want to go crazy heavy on your toast. Otherwise, you end up with a cracker. Like, you ever done that? You ever been to a party where someone has like a little appetizer and it's like a crunchy cracker and you get all crumbs in your beard? If you have a beard, which I do. Sip of wine. Reminiscing about beard problems. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that lemon juice now right to our stewing tomatoes. Let's check on that bread real quick. I think we're there. Let's see here. Oh, beauty. Yeah, yep, we're there. Off we go. Let's go ahead and get our plate ready. While we are at it, I mean, you guys know me, I like platters, I like beautiful little platters. Can I say beautiful too many times, CJ? Let's go ahead and put everything right here on the platter. We've got that gorgeous toast. Whew, those are warm. A little warm, CJ. There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. There we go. All right, let's move this off to the side so we have a place to cut our chicken, which our chicken should be done. Let's mix our sauce. We added that lemon juice. Let's give that a mix real quick and take a peek at our chicken. We're almost there, my friend. Oh, wow, we're looking great. I'm gonna give that one more minute. One more minute. Now you notice I did not add my parsley yet. Now we want that bright color and flavor of parsley. If I add it too soon to a liquid, it will definitely start to wilt and get not so pretty, but I do have some Parmesan I'm gonna add. We're gonna grate some. We might even use a little fun trick I like. You know what, let's do two different kinds of garnish. We're gonna grate one. That looks good. Now I have this fun little trick. This right here is kind of old school. If you don't have a grandmother that taught you how to cook, you might not know what this is. This is an old school peeler, but if you do it on a piece of cheese like this, check that out. We get these beautiful little ribbons of cheese. This is one of those little things you can do to elevate your garnish game, which I think is fun. If you want to go on the side, you can do thin ribbons like that. So when you make a corner, you can turn it and then make thin little ribbons, if you're into that. Or you can do thicker, fatter ribbons too. That looks pretty good. All right, now, remember we said we didn't want to add our parsley too soon, so I'm gonna add about half of this right now, a little more than half, right to our tomatoes. You'll notice the fragrance gets insane the second the parsley hits. So delicious. And let's go ahead and grab our chicken. And here we go with these guys. Let's give these a little slice. Now, something you want to remember when you're making appetizers is to make sure your bites of protein aren't too big. Otherwise, your guests will be taking a giant bite of a huge piece of chicken. And that's not a good look at a party. So I'm gonna do like a little small dice here. Nice and bite size. All right, you ready for the magic? Getting a full cutting board over here. Let's make a little room. I'll bring back my plate. All right, that looks good. All right, here we go. Time to plate, one of my most favorite times. Let's go ahead and start with some of that chicken right on the bottom, just like that. Beautiful. You know, earlier we talked about this could be an appetizer or kind of a light dinner. Depending on how much chicken you add, kind of give you an idea of whether you want to serve it at a little party or for dinner. All right, stunning. Like, we're already winning. I already feel pretty good about this. Now let's talk about this beautiful sauce. So imagine you're having a party, you're having dinner. You don't want to do this ahead of time. You want to do this right before you'll serve it. And I'll show you why. Now we have this gorgeous, gorgeous consistency, but it is still very much like a stew, which is fine. That's what we want, but it will make your bread soggy. So let's start right over here. We're gonna go right over the top with that stew. Man, I wish you could smell this. When you guys make this at home, take a picture, post it to Facebook or Instagram, wherever you like to post stuff, and tag me, and tell me about the aromas that you're experiencing, because it's unbelievable. Ooh, there's a big piece of garlic on that one. Oh yeah, so good. If you want to, you can let this reduce a little bit further so it's not quite as loose. I like it just like this. I like to serve it right away, kind of knife and fork style. That, my friends, again, we're winning, but there's more to go. Let's go with a little bit of that grated Parmesan. Oh, one little ribbon. Those two look fantastic. Let's do the ribbons on the other one, just so you can see the difference. Now, a ribbon of cheese kind of starts to melt a little differently. It just gives a different appearance, which I think is great. You know what? I'm gonna do both. I like the shredded and the ribbons. Beautiful. Last little bit. Let's hit with some of that extra fresh parsley that we had. Stunning. My friends, this is an absolute winner. The flavors are big and bold, unbelievable. And if you take a sip of that wine, then all of a sudden, you finally understand what bridging is, because the flavor in the chicken and the tomatoes matches the flavor in your glass. Whoa, whoa. You know me, I get excited about food. That's okay, because it's exciting. There's so much flavor in those tomatoes. I can't be bothered with a knife and a fork right now. Whoa. Look at that. Magic. Straight magic. Time for a messy beard. If you make this for one of your friends, not only will they not be disappointed, they'll be excited. They'll thank you. Serve a delicious white wine with it. That's a dinner party. That is so much fun. I said it in the beginning, making fantastic, beautiful restaurant quality food at home is not difficult. A little bit of technique goes a long way. Take your time, pay attention to your ingredients, maximize the flavors that you have at your disposal, and just make some straight magic. This is a really, really fun one. I think I'm gonna eat all of this. Be sure to go to Blackstone's, all their social media pages, give them a like, give them a follow, all that fun stuff. Check out CJ's First Cooking Show, check out Blackstone Betty's show, check out Todd Toven's show, but this is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we help you become a better cook, one recipe at a time. I'm straight donezo. I gotta eat all of this. CJ, do you want some? Ethan? Yeah, we gotta be done. We're gonna eat. I'll see you guys in the next video.